Today's video covers the weird origins of 4 everyday English words. Try to guess the words before they're revealed. We'll begin in medieval Europe, a time of majestic kings, valiant knights, and relentless conquests. It is during this turbulent era that a distinct and formidable breed of warriors emerges. These warriors are revered for their superior fighting skill, and they're mostly identifiable by their favorite weapon, the lance. These lance-wielding warriors are not bound by oath to a single lord. Instead, they're free to offer their services to the highest bidder. Soon, people begin using a particular word to describe these warriors. It's a word inspired by the warrior's weapon of choice. And by the time we get to the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, the word no longer refers to warriors, but to professionals who wield superior expertise and pledge no allegiance to a single employer. The word? Freelancer. We remain in medieval Europe for this next origin story, in the region that becomes the modern-day United Kingdom. The year is 1296, and England, under the leadership of King Edward I, has just conquered Scotland. As a condition of the conquest, King Edward demands that all Scottish nobles pledge allegiance to him, and a record of every Scottish noble's pledge is meticulously documented on a single, long, winding parchment scroll. The Scottish nobility eventually nicknames the scroll the Ragman Roll. The nickname is inspired by a popular medieval role-playing game called Ragman, where players pull ribbons that are attached to poems wrapped in a scroll, leading to unpredictable role assignments. The random nature of these revelations in the Ragman game mirrors the seemingly arbitrary list of nobles' pledges on the parchment scroll. It's this parallel that gives rise to the nickname. But it doesn't roll off the tongue easily enough. So, as the Scottish nobles begin to say Ragman Roll in rapid speech, it slowly morphs into a single word, a word that eventually comes to describe anything that is confusing, tedious, or overly complex. The word? Rigmarole. The next origin story also takes place in medieval Europe, within the time frame of the 12th and 14th centuries. In this period, a pioneering structural feature is becoming popular. It's called the eave. It's a simple yet ingenious element of a home or building, an overhanging edge of the roof extending beyond the walls. Its primary purpose is to prevent rainwater from cascading down the sides of buildings, safeguarding the walls and the ground below from erosion. In an era without modern gutters, this architectural solution is vital for the longevity of homes. But it's during this time that eaves become more than just functional elements. See, villages during this period are close-knit, and houses stand shoulder to shoulder along narrow streets. Here, beneath the protruding eaves, a covert practice begins to take root. Some people begin to stand or crouch beneath these eaves, using the eaves' natural cover to secretly listen in on conversations echoing through the windows of homes. This act becomes so widespread that by the late 16th century, a word develops. It's a word that initially described the space beneath the eaves, but transformed to describe the secretive act of listening to private conversations. The word eavesdrop. The final origin story sends us to 18th century England, where Earl John Montagu is sitting at his usual gambling table playing cards. The game the Earl is playing doesn't matter, but what does matter is that he's a gambling addict who plays cards for hours on end almost daily. His addiction is so extreme that he rarely ever wants to leave his gambling table to eat a proper meal. So, on this day, he has a brilliant idea. He instructs his servants to bring him some slices of meat between 2 pieces of bread. This clever innovation allows the Earl to enjoy a quick and convenient meal without compromising his gambling session. And this Earl? He's the Earl of a town called Sandwich, and his friends call him Sandwich for short. And it won't take long for the Earl's fellow gamblers to notice his genius idea and start making requests such as,
"I'll have the same as sandwich."
This will eventually become something like,
"Bring me a sandwich."
And just like that, the sandwich is born. This simple yet ingenious creation quickly gains popularity, not only in the gambling circles, but also among the general public. And Sandwich becomes its official name. Maybe you'll remember this the next time you eat one. All right, it's recap time. We just covered freelancer, rigmarole, eavesdrop, and sandwich. And now you know their origins. Go tell somebody. And like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Thanks for watching.